Patrons, welcome back to the Side-Eyed Strategist. This is Bernadette with another video for you guys. Let's get right into it, shall we? I wanted to talk about how the narcissist or the karmic uses your virtue against you. Makes it in such a way where if you express any anger, if you challenge them in any way, you're looked at as the crazy person. Okay, because you're supposed to be just taking the ass kicking this entire time without expressing any anger. Okay? Now, it does say in the Bible to be slow to anger. Why do they say that? I want you guys to start really looking at the deeper meaning of these Bible verses. Look at it deeper than what it's just the words on the paper. Okay? Because they call it the word because it's healing for what it teaches. Okay? Be slow to anger. You think that there were narcissists back in the biblical times? I think this is going to be like the quickest video because it's really like an open shut case. Okay? The way these karmics or narcissists work is that nothing gets done without your reaction. They study you. If they have been watching your social media and you made some comment about how you can't stand a copycat, first thing they're going to do is copy something that's real, near and dear to you. And then call you a hater for calling them out on copying you when you got receipts and timestamps and date stamps and all of that. How else do they do this? They realize that if you are a virtuous person, now I'm not talking about people that are necessarily religious. This is not what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm talking about just somebody with a sense of moral decency. But if that's attached to a religion, then yes, this does apply. Okay? So what they do is they will make a post, okay? Rally up their hyenas, okay? And they will make an incendiary post, knowing it's going to trigger you as much as you're a decent individual. They will keep poking and prodding and prodding and poking at the very things that trigger you. This is why I told you in the other video, make a list of what triggers you. Okay? And before you even deal with this narcissist or karmic ever again, make sure that these things that do trigger you, like me, I'm going to tell you, I don't like being copied. I don't like it. You're a cheap version of me. Okay? You're the poor man's version of me. Okay? And I don't enjoy being copied. That's one that I have. Okay? So when I see somebody copying me, I'm going to call it out. But the thing is then what they like to do is they try to spin it around like, well, that's not very Christian of you, or that's not very religious of you, or that's not very morally decent of you. And they try to spin it around like, oh, they were inspired by you. If you were inspired by me, then you would give me the credit that I deserve. Okay? Now, when you get annoyed, it turns to anger. Anger turns to rage. Once it gets to the rage stage, then you're past de-escalation. You're past this de-escalation effort. Okay? So you got to nip this thing in the bud before you get to the rage stage. Okay? Because then you're seeing red and you're not going to hear or see anybody else, no matter how much they try to talk you off the ledge. Okay? You're not going to pay attention to it. Okay? The way we beat these karmics and these narcissists at their own game, and it's a game to them, is to the best thing you can do is know yourself. The best thing you can do is to know yourself. If you know that being copied is something that upsets you, do something that they're not interested in. For instance, I'm going to give you a for instance. I was dealing with an individual that every time I would be inspired to start a project, she would start a project. But since she's a witch and she, basically does work over her projects, they manifest at a very more rapid rate only because she's taking the cheating way out. She's not building anything. Okay? When you see that being done, as a creative person where your works are inspired, okay, you don't move until God tells you to move. Everything is within alignment. And then when you see somebody trying to mosey in on what was meant for you, just because they know how much it means to you, there's always a reason that they are doing this, okay? Now, for some it's out of sheer jealousy. Sheer jealousy. For some, it's so that the person that you're connected to can't see a real difference in contrast between them and you. So if there's no contrast, then there's no reason to leave. Okay? That's specifically for twins, okay? They know what they're doing. They have been studying you for a hot minute. So they know, according to what you are posting online, the social media is the number one tool of the karmic and the narcissist to both scope you out, get a feel as to what you're about, what you're into, what you're really, really passionate about. Sometimes you're going to have to gray rock online too. Okay? If they've been studying you for a while, a simple like will be enough. Anything past the like shows an over investment in something, okay? There's a lot to be said about online activity and how it translates to how the karmic or the narcissist puts together the pieces of the puzzle, okay? Because if you're the kind of person that's very open, that likes to share, after you've seen this video, it's not that I'm saying that you should close up, because a lot of us have family and friends on our social media. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that perhaps you should make your stuff friends only on Facebook. Make it friends only, okay? So that only the people that you know and that can trust are privy to what's going on with you, okay? And when you go onto Facebook, onto the settings, go into the settings and say limit past posts. Check limit past posts. That way, they usually don't go, unless they're like really fucking psycho. They only usually go over the past, first like 4 or 5 posts, okay, from the most recent one on your page that pops up, okay? So you have to be aware that what you're posting may be interesting to you. You may, connect with other people over like-minded things, but you don't know who's watching you, especially if you've had some experiences already with this karmic, with this narcissist. The last thing you want to do is to give them access to your life through social media. Okay? Nothing polarizing. Okay? All right? Usually religion and politics are very polarizing. Very polarizing. Keep it neutral. Keep it as bland, as boring as you can, until you make those checks, right, with your settings. When you're absolutely sure that nobody else is able to get in, and check your mutual friends too. Check your mutual friends. When you're absolutely sure that you can, post freely, make sure that every post has that little friends only thing. Okay? Because, and even then, honestly, even then, nothing that talks about any bad things that are happening in your life, that will not only make them happy, but that is also going to help them with the puzzle that is you. Okay? They're taking screenshots, guys. It's not exactly a hard thing to do if you have a smartphone, to take a screenshot or a screen recording. When you're on, the Instagram lives or something, they can record it. They can record it. You want to come out smelling like a rose. Your private life is your private life. Don't put everything online. If you know you're dealing with a narcissist or a karmic, okay, please don't put anything polarizing that can make you look bad. Okay? That's one thing. Now, how do these narcissists and karmics use your decency, moral judgment, good judgment against you? The most popular way is that they get mad if you get mad. If you call them out on their bullshit. Okay? You're supposed to be meek. You're supposed to be gentle in spirit. Being gentle in spirit is one thing. Being a doormat is another. They use sob stories. And another way they do that is that they tell you that it's not the Christian thing to do. And they will tell you, let it go. These are the three ones that I have seen many, many times in these situations. Okay? Now, with the first example, with the sob stories. If you're in a relationship with somebody, and you happen to know that this person is still friends with this karmic or narcissist, okay, because, in an effort to be the cool girlfriend, okay, you dare not speak out against it. You dare not speak out against anything that you see is going wrong, okay, for fear of losing that person, okay. And a lot of people stay stuck in these situations where, at least if you mention something is up, and don't do it in a very combative way. The last thing you want to do is come off as combative. Okay? One of the things that you should do is, if you notice this, especially as a woman looking at this video, okay, and you notice that this person puts out the damsel in distress routine more often than not, what you can do is try to approach this in kind of not a joking way, but like a non-combative way, like with a haha, lol type of a energy attached to it. Let me give you an example. You two are driving in a car, you're in the passenger seat, your dude is in the driver's seat, right? And you get another text pinging on his phone, right? And women tend to go like this and take a good look, right? And this is her again. These two used to date. but, for whatever reason, they never, stop being in contact. They remain friends. Okay. Which, on the surface that, people have their own opinions about that. I personally believe that if you are no longer together with that person, then you're no longer together with their family and friends either. That's it. You break up with the family and friends as well. Okay. I'm not friends with, any of my ex-husbands, friends or family. That would be a little weird. I'm no longer with you, but it is what it is, right? A woman coming into the relationship knowing this, that there is an ex-girlfriend that's still friends, and that's ex-girlfriend's name pops up on the caller ID. Stop dishonoring your feelings. Oh, but I got to be the cool girlfriend. I got to, I got to be a good Christian. I got to do the right thing. Granted, yes, wonderful. Always should be. Okay. But where does that have anything to do with you expressing when something is a little off here? Okay. What I would do is, if you notice that it's her on that phone again, right? And you're overhearing you don't overreact. Just overhear the conversation, because it should be louder. It should be on speaker, so you're going to hear the entire conversation. And you're listening. And then when she hangs up, like, wow, you must be her Superman, huh? And gauge his reaction. If he gets defensive, then something's up. Okay? Because somebody that's hiding something will always be defensive. Okay? If he kind of shrugs it off, like, yeah, I know, right? Imagine. Then it's okay. You say, well, I can help out if you need to. Insert yourself in the situation. Well, if you need an extra pair of hands, I'm here on all hands on deck. I'm willing to help. See what his reaction is. What's his reaction? A lot of this is gauging the other person's reaction. If he's cool with it, then show up. I guarantee you she won't call again knowing that you're going to be there. I love these videos, guys. Do it. That's what I'm telling you to do. Because you can gauge the reaction. And stop being scared of being like the pushy girlfriend. You just want to help. Which is true. You don't want him, breaking his back or anything. But you're also keeping an eye on her. If she knows that you're a package deal, wherever he is, you'll be. She'll think twice about calling him again. She'll think twice. What is she doing in this situation? She is challenging you on your morals and how are you going to let your morals dictate what you should do as a woman? This is what they do. If she knows that you're a package deal and you're going to be with him regardless, be sweet to her. No. Don't be nasty. Don't be nasty. Be as sweet as pie. Is there anything I can do? I mean, I'm here to help. She doesn't want to be your friend. She doesn't want to be your friend. This is going to make you look good in the eyes of your person because you're giving of yourself. And make the deal sweet for him. I'll treat everybody to a 6-pack of beers. You gotta know how to play the game, guys. You gotta know. Strategy. Strategy. Think you're gonna put one over? I'm a woman too. Now, when we finish with this video, if you have any stories of how this happened in your life, share it if you feel so inclined to do so, so that people can see how common this really is. Okay? Let's see if there's anything else here. I told you this was not going to be a long video at all. At all. When they tell you it's not the Christian thing to do, being angry is not the Christian thing to do. When God himself, Jesus, got angry because they were selling things in his Father's house, after he preached against it. So if someone like Jesus can get angry like that, and they like to paint this picture of him that he was like, overly sweet, and there's a reason why they didn't like him, okay? They didn't like him because he told you about yourself, okay? He was like, I'm here to do my job. I'm not here to have you, agree with me or not. I'm doing my job here, okay? And what else will they tell you? They'll tell you to let it go. Again, this goes back to denying your feelings. I have never told people to deny their feelings. Okay? Because while, yes, you should be a moral and decent person, these so-called negative, low vibrational feelings like anger and jealousy, bitterness, resentment, all of this stuff, it's all there to alert you to what needs to be changed. It's not there to fester and boil inside the pit of your stomach. It's there to be expressed in the moment. Okay? Don't be afraid as a morally good person, sweet person, to speak up when something is bothering you. Speak up now before it explodes into something that you'll do something out of character. Okay? And then that forever changes somebody's perception of you. Okay? So keep these pointers in mind here. Okay? Think of the car ride and, the little excerpt that I just gave you. It's like, you shouldn't have a problem with me lending a helping hand, right? That's your friend. Your friends are my friends, right? Let me help out. An extra pair of hands. There's really no problem. Insist. Insist. When she knows that it's a package deal, she'll think twice before asking him and gauge his reaction. Because if he's cool with you coming and you offer like a 6-pack of beers and everything, this is really going to be the impetus for you seeing really what is the dynamic here. Interesting. Just because you're a morally decent person doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. Remember that. This has been the Side-Eye Strategist with practical strategies you can use to get ahead. I hope you enjoyed this video. If this could be of help for anybody else, let people know about this channel so that they can benefit from this knowledge as well. Okay, so shout out to my patron, Keating. I see you. Thank you. Thank you very much for the your patronage as a patron. And if you need any help with anything, let me know. That's part of the package and everything. We're all here to help each other, and we all can bring something different to the table. Okay? we're going to get into some pretty deep topics on this channel, so I hope you're ready for it. So that being said, the AMA is coming up too as well. I'm going to be recording for that. I'll probably make that not even a recording. That's probably going to be, you know, just like a regular poll or post or something like that. I don't need to make a whole video for that. But yeah, you guys just keep these things in mind. Just because you're a morally decent person doesn't mean that you should be a doormat. Address it now before it festers into the rage stage where you do irrevocable damage to both relationships and your reputation. Okay? Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.